Hello, welcome. So today we have another awesome book. This is entitled Know and Follow Rules by Cheri. So what are rules? How do we follow rules? Do we follow directions too? What about instructions? Is it fun following these three things? How can we resolve moments when we have difficulty following rules? Do we follow rules together with others, even though some people may not like following it? Or do you follow it just by yourself? Come with me as we go into this book and find out some more answers. Join me. School rules. I go to school with my friends. We have rules to help us know what to do. So that's the little girl. I see a teacher in the classroom. The girl is actually holding the door. She's the door holder. She's being so kind. So does following rules help us to be kind? Because she is the assigned door holder of her class and she's holding that door so her classmates could go in. And I also see them following a particular rule. Their hands are kept to themselves. They are walking in the hallway. So they are following rules even without realizing it. We have rules for play. So during playtime, we play by the rules. We take turn to share. We do not push. We do not shove. We use very kind words when we play with our friends. And we have rules for work. When we need to do some work in class, there are rules. What are those rules? Sometimes we have to work quietly. At other times, we speak up. At other times, we have to speak up. Rules help us learn. One rule I know is to listen. I look at the person talking and think about what is being said. If I want help, I can ask. Very important. I can follow directions too. How do we follow directions? I do things the first time I'm told. So we see a teacher instructing his class on how to trace a maple leaf. So they are actually looking, they are watching so intently. We see their eyes, we see their bodies are calm. So they are very focused. That is how we listen. And there they are doing their work independently. I also do my best. I think correctly. I think carefully about my work. I take time to do it well. Rules help me show respect. I keep my hands and feet to myself. I won't use them to bother or hurt anyone. Once again, it's a straight line, hands and feet to themselves, and we show respect. So, following rules and directions or instructions are very beneficial to us. And I ask permission to use things that aren't mine. May I look at that? So she asked to look at his horse's book. Rules remind me to be polite. I say please, thank you, and excuse me. I speak kind words in a friendly voice. Thanks. I do things to help someone else. So we see here that his pencils fell and she helped pick them up. So she was doing something to help him. Rules help me. Rules help make things fair for everyone. We know when we follow rules during playtime, we play fairly. We take turns. When I play games, I follow the rules. I wait patiently for my turn. I let everyone use things. If there's a problem, I listen and talk about it or get help from a grown up. Very important. Look over here. Look at this picture. Looks like there's a problem. So they need to get help from daddy or coach over there. Rules help make everyone safe too. I walk in the hallway. I also use things carefully. Each place I go has its own rules. When I know and follow rules, things usually work out well. Very true. When I follow rules by myself, I'm being responsible. I'm learning and staying safe. I'm showing respect. She's picking up after her colleagues, her peers. When we all know and follow rules, it helps us get along. The end. So, this book is so informational. We know why we follow rules. So, rules are the do's and don'ts of a place. So, we know why we follow rules, directions, or instructions. When we go to school, there are rules. Teacher directs us to do a particular work or craft. We are also instructed. So we know some rules at school. Raise your hand when you have a question and be acknowledged by teacher before you speak. And then we also know we're keeping our hands to ourselves. We walk in a straight line. That's part of the school rules. There are some rules at home. We don't run in the house. We don't jump on furniture at home. We follow directions at home, right? Okay. So, why do we have rules? We have rules first and foremost to know what to do. Imagine if we didn't have rules at all in this world. How chaotic would it be? So, we have rules to know what to do. And we have rules to learn. Without rules, you couldn't learn at school. We have rules to be responsible because once we know the rules, we can actually go ahead and follow it daily without being told again. And we have directions, um, so we'll be polite as well. So when we follow directions, we are interacting well with others. So we're being nice. There are so many advantages of following rules, directions, or instructions. I think, very importantly, we follow rules, directions, or instructions to keep safe. If we didn't have rules, we would just run around, bump into people, do all kinds of things, and put our lives at risk, put ourselves in danger and others. So We have rules for very good reasons. So why is it that sometimes we have difficulty following rules? Sometimes we just don't want to do them. Or sometimes we are already having fun and we have to stop in the middle of it to do something, an instruction, or follow a particular direction, and we may not like that. But even when we don't like to, not liking to follow a rule doesn't mean we don't have to follow it. Because remember, it's for our safety. It's to help us to know what to do. It's to help us to be polite and show respect. It's to help us to be responsible people. So we have to follow rules, although it might be hard for us. But the first thing is, if we don't even hear the instructions or we don't even know the rules, how do we even follow it? So we go back to listening. How do we listen? We listen with our ears, but we also hear with our ears. So there's more that we need to do in order to listen and follow instructions, rules, or directions. So when we are hearing, you don't even have to put in any effort. Just by somebody making a noise, you could hear. But when you want to listen, you put in that extra effort because we listen to act upon it. We are listening to follow directions. So we have to hear the directions very well, or we have to listen and know the rules very well. So this is how we listen. We use our ears. We also use our eyes. We always want to make eye contact. That shows we are listening because when people are talking, they make certain gestures, and that speaks volumes. So if we don't, it speaks volumes. So if we don't, let's watch them, then what's gonna happen? We wouldn't even understand everything they're trying to say, because speech isn't only speaking. Okay, sometimes it's also gestures. Okay, that is also a form of language or communication. So we want to hear the person, we want to watch the person, we want to keep quiet and wait our turn to talk. This way we can actually take in information, think about it, and then ask questions. If we have any questions to ask or if we need them clarify something. So you see, it's not just hearing it. If we just hear it, we wouldn't even remember what the rules or instructions or directions are. So to appropriately follow the rules, directions, or instructions, we want to listen and make it fun. Make it make it your own. Make it fun. If you can do something, maybe you can play outside today. That's the rule. We can have this today. But tomorrow you may have it. And when mommy or daddy tells you no, do something else, maybe if you keep following the instructions or directions at home, then you, who knows, maybe you will get a yes next time. But if we rebel and just be non-compliant, then we're going to have rough days. And rough days are not good for anybody. And I really want you to be having very good days, no rough days. So if you want to join me, let's follow rules today. Make it a point to follow the rules at home. If you're going to school, make it a point to follow that rule as well, the rules at school. Because then you're going to be unhappy if you don't. So until I come your way again next time, please, please don't forget, some rules will trigger you. Some instructions or directions will definitely make you unhappy. But remember, your breathing exercises are right there. They are at your fingertips. Just use them. And if you have a concern about a particular rule, direction, or instruction, you can express yourself in a very appropriate way. You can draw a picture, show to mommy or daddy. I don't like this particular rule. Or you go to them and speak to them. Mommy, why do we have this rule? Can you please explain to me why? And mommy will explain to you why you need to follow a particular rule. And in the end, we will realize that it's for our own good. Okay? So be safe, stay strong, and let's keep on following our rules, directions, or instructions. All right? Thank you for joining me today and have a wonderful day. Bye.